Lords podcast.
All right, and we are live, Iron Law Podcast, lordsofgaming.net. And who is this fine gentleman we have in the realm of packs today?
My name's Rob. I'm a producer on Die by the Blade, made by Triple Hill Interactive and published by Quali.
Nice. Now, Die by the Blade. I will say, this is one of the titles that we walked past, and we said, what is this? Because this looks amazing.
Thank you.
So, fighting game traditional, the Lords come from this. Tell us about the fighting in this game, the style. What was the inspiration to make Die by the Blade?
So the inspiration for Die by the Blade, and really the core of Die by the Blade, is keeping it skill-based. You know, there are fighting games that can not descend into button mashing, but maybe where skill isn't quite as important.
Skill's not prioritized.
Not quite as prioritized as we would like. So Die by the Blade is all about being better than your opponent, knowing the weapons inside out. Okay. The weapons are really what's key to this game. So you see you've got characters there. We've got Nakamura, we've got Yoshi, who's the star of our single-player campaign.
Now I'm seeing Yoshi dual blade sword style.
Sure.
Right? And then we got Nakamura, traditional samurai. Like, is this going to be a thing where a lot of the characters have individual style types per weapon? And it's exclusively bladed combat as well?
It's exclusively bladed combat, but the weapons work with any character. Oh. Some characters do have a preference, perhaps, like Yoshi and the katana, match made in heaven.
Nice.
But any character can use any weapon. If you are good enough, you can beat anybody with any character and any weapon.
And now let's break down it from a technical standpoint. You said it's a skill-based fighter.
Sure.
So from a technical standpoint, I'm seeing the meters, I'm seeing resolve, I'm seeing the circle meter. What are these meters representing?
So this is showing your stance. So the game's got a stance system. These here.
Oh, so we got the stances. Okay.
We got top, middle, and bottom stance. Okay. And if you're attacking, you want to be in a different stance to your opponent. If you are defending, you want to try and match it, because that's how you block.
Okay. So okay.
And the key for that is, if you are matching stance, your resolve goes down way slower.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And if you are out of stance, you lose resolve quicker, and that's when your opponent can hit a killing blow.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, is it almost like a rock, paper, scissors at the stances?
It's not exactly. Okay. Because you can parry from any stance. If you get the timing right, it doesn't matter what stance you're in, you parry, you're safe.
Right. But you said the disadvantage is if the stances are matched in a way.
Or unmatched.
Gotcha.
Unmatched.
Okay, got it. Cool. So we're going to get some more customization on it. Now, one thing I like to say off the bat, the game looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah. What engine is Die by the Blade using?
Die by the Blade's running an Unreal 4. We looked at Unreal 5, but the game's coming out this year, and it's really, at this stage, that would be really disruptive. As much as it would look, even better. But we're really pleased with how it looks already.
It looks absolutely phenomenal. How many characters are we looking at as far as Die by the Blade? Are there going to be more characters?
We're looking at 6 characters, but again, the weapons are what's important.
Right.
We're looking at 5 weapons with a bunch of different moves, different combos.
Gotcha.
All fully performance captured by martial artists.
Nice. Oh, so we're taking it to the essence. We are real martial artist bullshit capture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we like that. The Lords are about that. Continue. That's a good job. Okay, and then also, from a narrative standpoint, is there going to be a story component?
Yeah, there's going to be a story campaign for sure. Okay. It's going to be roughly about 2 hours long, so nothing too extensive. But it's going to tell you the story of Yoshi here, going through a samurai punk feudal Japan.
Okay. And now Yoshi, will he be considered like the main protagonist for the most part?
He'll certainly be the main character.
Gotcha.
Whether he's a protagonist, that's up to you.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Now, as far as development, how long has Die by the Blade? We got the Lords in the building. We got Lord King, Lord Saul. They're about to get it on right now, put it through its paces. But as far as development, how long has it been in development?
It's been in development for sort of 3 or 4 years now, yeah. But as I work on the publishing side, we came on board last year. Nice.
It's cool, man. So we got another character. Tell me about this character here.
This is Cho. Cho. She is another member of the Resistance that you will play as. Not play as in the single player campaign, but you will meet her and you'll understand a bit more of her backstory.
One thing I got to give you credit. I feel like again, the Lords come from the fighting game genre, and we almost feel like it's such a fun but yet dying breed. What inspired you to make a fighting game in this day and age?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people feel like video games are getting saturated, but the fighting game genre, there's not really that many coming out. There's a lot of indie games coming out. There's not too many fighting games that aren't coming from the established brands, right? So there's some that break out and they're real inspirations, but really it's just, you know, it's the information to make something unique.
That is so cool, and we're glad you're keeping the genre alive.
Thank you, thank you, and we're glad that you're here to champion it as well.
That's what we're here for. So again, getting the fight and getting it right now. They figured it out. This is King versus Saul, getting it on, trying to figure out the stats. Very tactical right now. No one's making a move.
I think they're getting lessons from our community manager over there.
Awesome. Now, as far as stages and stuff like that, I'm seeing a lot like the camera pan. Now, do we have full three-dimensional movement, or are we staying on this plane?
So you'll have full three-dimensional movement. It's not like back and forth like some fighting games. You'll be able to move around your opponent as well.
Now, as far as stages are concerned, we love this background, love this aesthetic. How many stages are there?
We're sort of looking at 15 to 20. So this one's taken actually directly from the single-player campaign.
Gotcha.
So there'll be some stages that are bespoke, and some stages that you will play as in the single-player, but it'll also be an option to play it in the multiplayer too.
Awesome. Love it, what I'm seeing. Now, I'm also noticing we having these arrows and the circles form the characters.
Yeah.
What does that represent?
So the arrows represent your stance, so top, middle, and bottom.
Got it.
The circles there, if you notice as they attack, it lights up.
Yes.
That is the window for you to execute the next stage of your combo.
Got it. No, sorry, continue.
It's just a bit of visual communication to help people understand the timings to master those combos.
Got it.
Now, we haven't decided whether we'll keep those in for the full game, whether we might turn it off for competition so that people really have to master the visual language of the game. But for now, on the show floor, getting people to understand the game quickly is perfect.
Totally understand, because again, you can kind of get the newer player to understand the basic of the mechanics. But like you said, from a competitive standpoint, King has loved it. King just bodied somebody. He's happy.
I told you, it was the haircut, and the haircut definitely gave me the opportunity to win. I thought
it was all about the haircut.
But it was the haircut, because I was aerodynamic, and
I can't wait. He's ridiculous.
Just definitely fantastic.
This is bloviating after a victory. Continue. Look, this thing also, I was going to say from an inspiration standpoint, the vibes it gives me, obviously traditional fighter, but getting like Bushido blade vibe a little bit.
There's definitely some inspiration from there for sure, but what we're looking to do is evolve it, update it, and really create something new. We're hoping it's going to scratch that itch for a lot of people. There's not been a Bushido blade for years.
Yes.
But you know, it's not a clone. It's
definitely not a clone.
Thing. Yeah.
Not a clone. Now again, as far as platforms, what are we looking at as far as Die by the Blade?
We're looking at PC and consoles on launch. And it'll be fully cross-play as well.
Oh, nice. Really cool. And it's, like I said, this thing, it's a throwback to an era as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, sure.
That you haven't seen.
It's definitely got that throwback vibe, but hopefully it's modern enough that it feels fast and snappy.
Yes. And the engine, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two more. We got one more battle between King and Saul. Here we go. Iron Lord versus Iron Lord. Let's get it. So cool. We're going to see if Saul is going to be able to get revenge.
No one wants to make a move.
No one wants to. They're very tactical in the beginning.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's how you can see that 360 movement worked in Yoshi's favor.
Yeah.
He was able to dodge away from the plane of the attack.
Okay.
And then, maybe with a bit more practice, he'd have learned that he can riposte. Either get a killing blow in or do some real damage to that resolve.
That's what I was going to ask you. So for us, I know the counter. So the riposte is, explain that mechanic.
So it's not an exact mechanic, there's no exact riposte. It's all about your timing and understanding the stance system.
Gotcha.
So your riposte, it's basically, have you found the correct opening?
Oh! Body!
Very nasty with the blade. Very nasty with the left kick on the right.
Yeah, clearly we know who King is. King is putting in work right now. Hopefully Saul can get it together. Saul always takes these traditional characters. That's what I love about him. Stop! Oh no, that's good. Just start.
So that right there,
Yeah.
whether he meant it or not, that was a combo. So Yoshi had full resolve, but because King pulled off a sequence 2 combo, he went straight through it.
Wow.
And it's a one-hit kill if you get that right.
That's a one-hitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This
But
is
that
King,
time, he pulled off a combo, and Yoshi got the parry right. So he staggered him backwards. And again, if you're doing maybe a little bit better, he could have been on the front foot.
You can say we're not that good. Let's go.
Well, you know, it's supposed to be skill-based.
It's skill, but it's learn process.
Yeah. You know, maybe with a bit more time, you get there, right?
King is opening them up right now. Come on, Saul. Saul trying, but King's very aggressive.
See, the mistake he's making here, they're not matching stances, or at least they weren't.
Oh my God. And then King, how do you feel about Dive by the Blade?
Fantastic in this game. It felt like I'm home. I'm back. Murdered.
Saul, murdered, but okay. But what was your feel, real quick? Like, what was your feeling of the game overall?
You know, I love parrying, and I couldn't. The parrying has to do with sort of like
The stance.
The stance,
Yes.
right? So if you're not paying attention to the stance, the parry, essentially the block isn't going to work very well either. Like you're going to get hit, and your stamina's going to go down quickly.
Right.
But I love the fact that it has the kind of the flash of a Soul Calibur with the groundedness of a
Okay,
Bushido.
can
Yes.
somebody stop this? This is becoming very
He's bragging. So look.
I mean, if you want me to take him down, I can.
Oh! The Dev said he want the smoke. The Dev said, come on. Let's go to Dev versus King, y'all. Let's get it live. Let's get it.
There's some real pressure on me now. You got to match the stance.
Just match
the stance. Yeah.
And look at
You ready?
Oh! King talking that talk.
Okay, let's go.
King talking that talk. Dev versus King epic right now.
Alright,
King has challenged the Dev. He bodied at it. He bodied Saul. He's going for the Dev. Let's go get the action. Woo! There we go. King has been dominant. This is the Dev. Let's go. Oh, if King beat this Dev, we never gonna hit the end of it. If King bodied a Dev, it's oh. The Dev getting that work. Oh, the Dev looking shaky.
Okay.
Ooh, King got his hand on the controller. King is loose. Look at King's hand. Look at King's hand. Real quick. Woo! Oh, he's rushing the Dev. So you might not have to release the game after this. If he King is not playing him. But he might be waiting for his riposte though. The Dev might be playing possum.
Sure, so it's kind of like
Let's see. He's got, he's switching up. Oh, King is loose. King is wobbly. King leg is shaky. King leg is shaky. King goes down. The Dev got tired of it. Let's go. Woo! Yeah, he's like, all right. King, he made him bust early. King bust early. He let King shoot legs. King. Okay. King versus the Dev, y'all. King done bodied everybody, but this Dev is real serious with it. Woo! Very tactical right now. Lot of nerves. Woo! King very aggressive. Very aggressive. King is very, but his repulse, his resolve is shaky. Oh, but his is down too. Woo! They're working it out. A lot of strategy. They're matching. Look, they're trying to. You got to pay attention to the stances. Oh, King breaking the fence. King chopping down that tree. Woo! Big King in the building. King said, I'm going to beat this Dev.
Genuinely slightly nervous.
Yeah, King just said, King just won one round. I got to give King credit. He in the mix. Woo! The Dev waiting for his opening.
Yeah.
Oh!
Good body shot. Yo, so listen, right before he killed me, he said, you have a very sloppy defense.
He said your kung fu was
really nervous.
So what I want to do is, I just want to get to my weapon and my girl.
That's it. Oh, man.
Okay. You want to get to your weapon?
Yeah, that's
Did they realize the mic?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm getting to my weapon and my girl.
Oh, okay, because that's going to be the last one. Come on. All right. So you want a rematch?
Okay.
All right, last one. Look.
Yeah, how we,
Oh, yeah.
I like to get a character. You see the other characters that are
that's not the here.
You want
just keep
Keep
going.
going.
the hair's the same
Okay,
for all of them. Yeah. She's just facing the other way.
Okay. That's not the
You want the dual wheel, that one? That's the one you want. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really pleased with it.
Yeah, it's good. All right.
Now I can accept my music.
Oh, this is good. Okay. You got the girl though, right?
No, no.
She get low. I like how she get low with it. And she got low. Oh, what did it do? Oh shit. Down goes. Oh God. Oh God. The Dev got tired of King. Yeah. His defense is impregnable. His joint is impregnable. Woo, look how he knows. I like how he raised his sword up. Just let her butt. Wow. He's just waiting. You ready for that open? That's all he's doing.
I know. That was pretty low.
Oh God. You know what he actually do
I am
strike.
not getting my parry right. I am not getting it right.
There we go.
Thank you so much, man.
Let's get it. Come on, King. Yeah, King, I see blood. King, even gods can bleed. I see blood, King. Even gods can bleed. Even gods can bleed. Let's go. Whoa. Good damn. You might not be able to release this game if King beat you. Telling you. If the Dev lose, you gotta put King in the game. We want DLC for King. Let's go. Oh my God. But it was a valiant effort.
That was fantastic.
No, you did your thing. You made the God bleed. You made the God bleed. I don't
I'm
care.
telling you right now, you definitely got to buy this game. This game is outrageous.
Thank you so much for playing. Have a great show.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
by the Blade. Absolutely phenomenal. ILL podcast approved. You had us worried.
I was slightly worried.
I
didn't want to let down my dev team.
If he would have beat you, you would have had to put King in the game as DLC.
I can't give my dev team that type of work. I'm sorry.
We love it. Again, for the people, if they want to support Die by the Blade, where can they find it? Where can they go?
It's up on Steam and Epic to wishlist now, but it'll be available on consoles at launch too, so keep an eye out.
Absolutely phenomenal. A pleasure. Die by the Blade. ILL podcast approved. Go check it out.